Winning games is all about your offense scoring touchdowns and your defense getting stops. And after these 10 tips, I'm going to take you from wherever you are right now into becoming a 10 times better player, which means you're going to win games. I've played Madden and taught college football at the highest levels, and everything we're talking about here, I've learned from my experience. So let's get into it. If you feel like you always give up wide open corner routes, here's how we can stop them, and it's actually really easy. What we have to do first is actually click the right stick in and bring up our coaching adjustments on defense. We're going to scroll down and go into our zone drops, curl flats, and we need to adjust this. We can either go to 25, 20, or 15, depending on the depth of the corner route they're running. Right now, I'm just going to go 20 yards. I think that's a pretty good baseline. From here, we're going to call it either a cover 3 or a Tampa 2. Let's start with the Tampa 2. What we want to do here is on the side of the corner route, we want to take one of our defenders and just simply put him in a curl flat. So right here, I'm going to go with my slot corner. We're going to press A on him and to go right on the left stick to get him up in this curl flat like you see here. Notice how deep that flat zone's going. From here, if they try to run a normal corner route concept, we're going to snap this ball and look who's going to be there to help defend it. Guess who? It's the corner, or it's the curl flat. Whenever I run a defense like this that has a deep flat zone on the field, I like to first press Y or triangle, go down on the right stick to get hard flats on the field, and then get that curl flat over there. That way we're going to blanket the sideline and not give them an area to throw. Underneath is covered, but so is over top, so they have to attack a different part of the field. Now the corner route and the entire sideline is totally bagged, meaning you should never give this up again. So here my offensive line is an empty protection, but by simply flicking the right stick to the right, we can change our blocking to a half slide to the right. If we flick it to the left, we're gonna be half slide left. And if we flick both the left stick and the right stick at the same time, we can actually get a full slide, which I wouldn't really recommend. This is a big deal because typically to be able to do this kind of blocking, you would have to bring up the pass protection screen, which takes more time, and it's hard to have more time when you're trying to set up hot routes. And also, it would just trigger kind of a slow animation. Instead, just by using our joysticks, we're able to set up the pass pro that we want, which typically is going to be some kind of half slide. On top of this, we can use the right stick and go up, and now we're able to identify somebody who we can untarget. Right? See right here, we're able to untarget somebody. That's that flame icon. So again, without ever having to tap left bumper or L1, we're able to do this whenever we want. This saves us time. This makes the game a lot more convenient. It's honestly a feature that I knew about, but I never started using, and it's just a big deal. Half slide is right stick, left or right. Full slide is left and right stick, left or right. And then untarget somebody, just flick up on the right stick, and we can untarget them. Right here, this guy. Thankfully, he does not come free, even though we did untarget. That's a nice thing with the untarget feature, is that the game still uses common sense. So if you untarget somebody, but there's no one else to block, and he blitzes, they'll block him still. Learn this ball carrier move, and you're going to make defenders look silly in the open field and score a lot more touchdowns. What we're talking about here is the back juke, and it's very, very good, as you're out there to make somebody miss. So what is the back juke, and how do we do it? When should we use it? First and foremost, this is used with the right trigger and pushing the right stick back at an angle, essentially to 7 or 5 o'clock. Right trigger, back at an angle. Right trigger, back at an angle. You just hold the right trigger the entire time if you'd like to. That's what it's going to look like. When should we do this? Essentially, when you have players coming at you from an angle that a normal juke or spin wouldn't do a great job. So someone coming at me from an angle, bang, skirt, right, bang, skirt, right, just boom, let them fly by you, and you're able to hit them with this. This is incredibly good against users and the CPU. I really like it because I would usually try stop and going people, right? Something like this, like, but if it's a CPU player, they won't fall for this. So we do a back juke, and the CPU will often just blow right by you. This is incredibly good in the run game, in the pass game. Whenever you're in the open field, have somebody coming at you from an angle, skirt, just let them go right by, score the easy tutty. If you struggle with stopping things like QB blasts or really any kind of annoying shotgun runs, copy this please, because we're going to lock them up. Okay, I do not care what defensive formation you choose, but I want you to call a cover 4 of some sort. Cover 4 quarters works fine right here. Now, we're going to user the safety on the weak side of the formation. So if there's a strong side and weak side, the side with less numbers, we want to user this safety. That's because we're going to be aggressive with this guy, and it's less likely we get burned over top by using the guy on the weak side. Now, this is the first step, and this by itself can sometimes do a good job where you get this guy involved in the run game, and it can be fine. But I'm going to give you guys another step here. If you feel like they just have a huge numbers advantage, which right here, honestly, it looks like if they run this ball a lot, they can get some big plays, right? What I want you to do then to help yourself out is press right on the D-pad and then right bumper. That's going to show blitz, but only with our linebackers, basically forcing them into a set that they kind of have to pass from. it's pretty hard to run the ball here because we just have more numbers in the box than they have. This is going to stop all types of QB powers, draws, anything like this, and it's even good against certain runs as well, just because we're getting bodies in the box. And this tactic is nothing new to our Civil.gg members, which have been using this inside of our full defensive schemes for the entire year so far. On Civil.gg, you'll find everything you need on offense and defense to actually help you win more games. Right now, we're used by over 2,000 active members, and to unlock everything you need, simply use code CIVIL30 at checkout, which will give you 30% off and unlock instant access to the best schemes, tips, plays that you could possibly want in College Football 26. The link to that is in the top of the description. This is an annoying tip that'll cause a lot of your opponents to rage, and it gets easy yardage consistently. In College Football 26, we can actually hot route now on RPOs, which means any RPO that has a receiver on a route that is not a bubble, you can hot route. Let me show you what I mean. So we're gonna call a play RPO read flat wheel, which is a cool RPO play that already has a bunch of routes built in. Now, one of my favorite things to do is to take this outside wide receiver who's on in and put him on a little baby out route. This will force the defense's hand to consistently play out route defense, which when you're playing against something like this, you don't want to consistently do. And if they don't do a good job defending the out route, it's a consistent 4 to 5 yards, if not more, depending on the rack that we get. Now, keep in mind, this is not unstoppable, so you do have to make the read. But at any given moment, we could go out routes to either side. You see right there, we're able to get a massive gain on that. This is one of my other favorite things to do, which is to catch the defense off guard by putting one of my RPO guys on a streak up the middle. Here's the stock RPO. And what I'm going to do here is take my right bumper, my tight end, and put him on a streak. Then we can run the RPO or make other hot routes, whatever we want. This guy's going to get a release up the field that a lot of players are not ready for. And when they're playing the run or they're playing the rest of the RPO, you're able to hit this streak right up the middle, usually for a pretty big gain. Again, though, this is not unstoppable. It's just really good. This is one of the best overload style heavy blitz concepts in the game. I want to teach it to you. So you're probably familiar with the idea of like hovering with your user around the offensive line. And then when the ball snapped, we hesitate for a second just to distract the O-line to allow a blitzer to come free. This is very popular in overload style blitzes like double mug, which you see me in right here, where again, we get close to the offensive line, the ball snap, we fake the blitz, and it allows one of the defensive ends or somebody to come free because the offensive line's worried about us. Now, a good offensive player will actually start untargeting your user. They're calling your bluff. They're saying that, hey, we know he's just trying to confuse our offensive line. So when this ball is snapped, let's not worry about him at all, and let's just actually block everybody else who's actually blitzing. We don't care about the user. What we can actually do is use that against them. So if you're ever running an overload style blitz and you notice that your pressure is getting picked up a lot, what I want you to do is hold left trigger and down on the left stick. What's going to happen here is that we're going to get a user rush on the QB. So the ball snap, we're untargeted, and we just come totally free up the middle, or it could be the B gap. It could be anywhere. This, again, is relying on us knowing that they're untargeting us and that we just want to send an extra body. Because when they do this, we're able to come free, and they just don't have time for any of their routes to develop. You can do this from a bunch of different defenses. The most popular is definitely going to be mid-blitz. And again, it's just a super overload style blitz. I would not run this every single time because we're sending everybody at them, right? But this is an awesome changeup in big situations that people are not expecting. And now that they have to worry about this, they can't untarget your user anymore, which means that our blitz is going to start working again. Master this feature and you will become an unstoppable offensive player. It's really that simple. This right here is the QB playmaker. First off, to do this feature, we're going to hold left trigger, flick the right stick in the direction we want our receiver to run. Notice who number 13 is. He is on a drag route, but when we hold the left trigger and push the right stick, flick it up in a direct or flick it in any direction, that receiver is going to change his route and go up there. Now, how do we tell which receiver to do it to? Well, it's going to just select the receiver who's closest to us. Right there, the closest receiver to the QB was the tight end. So guess what? It playmakered the tight end. Right here again, we go. Who's it going to be? It's going to be the tight end yet again because that's the closest receiver to us. Here's an example against a real defense. We're totally bagged right here. Let's actually playmaker B into the open areas of the field. This is great against zone coverage because if you see a receiver who is bagged, what you're able to do is use that receiver and say, hey, no, go find open grass. Here's where I want you to check, right? We go again. You see B getting into the open area of the field. Let's go one more time just to show that example. This works very well with routes over the middle of the field. Let's go. Oh, we're kind of bad. We're kind of bad. Playmaker him up. Make that throw. We're there. We're going to hurdle. And he maybe gets hurt, but it's okay. That's QB playmaker. This is one of the best strategies to use on offense to keep the defense always off guard, and it gives you a huge advantage. We just broke the huddle, and what I'm going to do is snap the ball as fast as I possibly can. This is called quick snapping, and the goal of it is to change the pace, change the tempo, and to snap the ball as fast as really humanly possible to not allow the defense to make adjustments to get ready or to set up. You're trying to go fast here. Now, the way we're going to quick snap is by calling plays that require either 1 or ideally 0 hot routes. One of my favorite is in the gun Y off trio close. This is inside of Oregon State's offensive playbook, and we're in the play called flood. We have a ton of these style plays, though, inside of our Oregon State offensive scheme, which is found over on civil.gg. We snap this ball, again, as fast as we can, purely for the sake of not allowing them to set up whatever coverage or blitz they want. Another way you can quick snap often is simply by calling RPOs or runs, because they require no hot route. This isn't something that I would do for an entire game necessarily, but it is something I may mix in for an entire drive, a couple plays, however I kind of see fit. If you want to take this to the next level, run hurry up along with this, because that's going to make you snap even faster, which will be able to keep the defense even more on their toes. Here's 3 underneath routes that I want every player to use in almost every play. You should use one of these in every offensive play you snap. First, we're going to have the drag route from a slot wide receiver or a tight end. You see that right here coming from number 80. If I snap this ball, watch how often he's going to get open. He's open right there. We can snap the ball again. He's going to be open the next play. Let's go here. Bang. Notice who's open. Guess who? He's open this time late. If we snap it again, he's just going to keep on getting open and open and open and open in different areas of the field. So first route is a drag. The next route is going to be outside of a drag. We want to put a return route. Some plays come stock with this combo right here. Sometimes you have to hot route it yourself. So now we have a drag, and then we have a return route coming behind him. I'm not going to focus on the drag. Let's just focus on the return. He's going to do a great job of getting underneath zones and in between zones as well. He also beats man at a high clip too. Notice right here, we go again. Guess who's open? It's my return route. The drag goes open too. We go here again. Let's just watch both of them. Drag route that time actually gets bagged. We're able to hit our return, get horizontal, and gain 8 or 9. Pretty good play. The next one is going to be the halfback flat route. This looks like this right here from the halfback. This isn't as good as our return route or our drag route, but he does a good job of making them have to put hard flats on the field, which is a nice thing to do. Either they have to run man or they have to go hard flats. Either or, we're cool with it. Notice who we hit right there, though. Return route. Every single play, we've had somebody open, and that's purely attacking underneath. Here's my full route combo right now, but you can makeshift this out of a bunch of plays. And again, I just recommend you have one of these awesome routes on every offensive play you snap. If you can get a few of them, though, even better. Halfback flat route, slot or tight end drag, and then a return route, ideally outside of a drag route. If you ever accidentally get caught on the defensive line at the snap, all you need to do is to not panic, but just simply click up on the D-pad. Look right here. I'm on Clemens, right? We're trying to, oh shoot, I'm on him. Click up on the D-pad. Just like that, I'm on a coverage defender who's then able to go make a play. This is a huge thing that happens a lot when you're trying to make adjustments right when the ball snapped. Oops, I'm on a D lineman. Oh, what do? Just click up on the D-pad. And then from there, if you want to switch stick per usual, you can. Up on the D-pad, we're good. Then switch stick, and we're just playing normal defense. Don't panic. Click up on the D-pad. You'll be good. If you got value from this video, check out my website, civil.gg. You'll be joining over 2,000 active members who are using schemes that are proven to actually help you win more games. The link to that is in the top of the description.